Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into an idea that's, well, both thrilling and really thought-provoking. It's the notion that certain science fiction novels are actually far more than just captivating stories.
Right.
They are, in fact, incredibly potent tools for philosophical exploration. They can fundamentally shift how you perceive your own reality.
That's a big claim, but I think it holds up.
Yeah, so the core question we're kind of wrestling with today is, what if a truly great story could also be a powerful catalyst for depth self-reflection? Leading you to a whole new understanding of the world around you and maybe your place in it.
That's precisely our mission today, and it's an exciting one, I think. We're going to unpack 5 specific sci-fi novels that are not only compelling narratives, but, as our source material from Psychology Today puts it so well, wonderfully irritating philosophical queries and concerns.
Huh. Wonderfully irritating. I like that.
No? Yeah. These aren't just books. They're like intellectual challenges. Each one is just loaded with strikingly relevant content, stuff that invites you to think more deeply about present-day issues.
Okay.
About the incredible possibilities that might lie ahead, and, well, even about some looming dangers that, frankly, feel a little too close for comfort sometimes.
Definitely feels that way. So, okay, let's jump right in then. How about we start with a book that really laid the groundwork for so much that came after it?
Sounds good.
A foundational work, and maybe surprising for some listeners. Its age, its author. We're talking about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, published way back in 1818.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, remarkable to think Shelley wrote this masterpiece when she was just 18 and it was published when she was 20.
Incredible.
It's often called the father of science fiction, and its relevance centuries later.
Well, it's absolutely undeniable.
It's more than just foundational. You could almost say it's prophetic. What really stands out about Frankenstein, I think, is how Shelley, with this astonishing prescience for someone so young.
She doesn't just ask if we can create life. She focuses intensely on what happens when creators basically shirk responsibility.
Ah, okay, that's a key distinction.
Yeah, the profound insight isn't just about the monster itself, but Victor Frankenstein's almost immediate profound failure, his failure of empathy, of parental duty, really, towards the being he brought into existence.
Right, he just runs away.
Exactly. And that narrative choice creates this chilling parallel to today's ethical debates around, say, unchecked technological advancement, especially in areas like AI development or biotechnology.
That is a powerful distinction because, yeah, most people think Frankenstein, they think monster story.
Right.
But it sounds like you're saying it's really about our responsibility to our creations. Do you think Shelley was primarily warning us about the act of creation itself, or maybe more about the abandonment, the neglect, and drawing that line to our ethical duties as we push scientific boundaries?
I strongly believe it's the latter. This forces us to confront these tough questions about the line between human and non-human. What does it truly mean to be a different kind of human? And if we create intelligent beings, whether they're organic or artificial, what are our obligations to them? How would an intelligent outsider like Shelley's creature perceive our societies? With all their, as the book says, crime, poverty, prejudices, and violence, especially if they experience that harshness firsthand.
And the monster himself just nails this, highlighting that outsider view. He says, "For a long time, I could not conceive how one man could go forth to murder his fellow, or even why there were laws and governments. But when I heard details of vice and bloodshed, my wonder ceased, and I turned away with disgust and loathing."
Wow. Such a powerful moment of disillusionment.
It really is. So as you listen, think about how these foundational questions from Frankenstein connect directly to contemporary ethical debates, around cutting-edge AI, groundbreaking biotech, even just ongoing discussions about societal fairness.
Exactly. What responsibilities do developers have? What safeguards are actually enough?
It urges us to think about the long-term societal impacts, doesn't it? Not just the immediate thrill of discovery.
Precisely. It's about the consequences.
Okay, so if Frankenstein made us question our responsibility as creators and how our creations might see us, our next book offers a mirror from a totally different angle. Let's fast forward, a couple of centuries, to Matt Haig's The Humans from 2013. This is just a brilliant, beautiful story about a lonely extraterrestrial who finds himself far from home, forced to inhabit a human body.
Yeah, and Haig's perspective here gives us such a fresh look at ourselves. The narrative works almost like an interstellar anthropologist's ethnography of the universe's weirdest species, humans.
Ah, that's a good way to put it.
It really is. What makes it so effective is how the alien, Andrew Martin, he just meticulously observes our peculiar habits, our strange rituals, our contradictions.
Things we don't even notice anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Things we've become totally blind to in our daily lives. Like our obsession with stuff, with material possessions, or our capacity for both immense cruelty and sometimes profound kindness. It's filled with these moments that are both heart-wrenching and heartwarming.
Yeah.
But it consistently pulls you toward a sharper, maybe more mature perspective on our own humanity. It's like holding up a mirror, but, through the eyes of someone who literally came from another galaxy.
It is that blend of humor and real insight that makes it so good. I was really struck by his observations about how we communicate, or maybe how we fail to communicate,
Oh, definitely.
even with people we're close to. He notices how we tend to mask our true feelings or get totally caught up in trivial anxieties while ignoring the bigger picture, the beauty around us.
Absolutely. He sort of marvels at our capacity for abstract thought,
Yeah.
yet he kind of shakes his head at our self-destructive tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
He sees how much we struggle to just be in the moment, always chasing some future happiness or dwelling on past regrets,
Guilty as charged.
right? We all are. But this outsider's view helps us appreciate the simple, often overlooked joys of being human-like. The taste of a perfectly ripe strawberry, the comfort of a pet, just sharing a laugh with a friend. Stuff we totally take for granted.
And the extraterrestrials' perspective reflecting on us is just so incredibly insightful. They muse, I was lonely, but at the same time I appreciated other humans a bit more than they appreciated themselves. After all, I knew you could journey for light years and not come across a single one.
Wow, that lands, doesn't it?
It really does. What a profound thought. So maybe think about that for a moment. How might consciously seeing humanity through an outsider's eyes, someone who traveled light years to observe us, change your own appreciation, or maybe your critique of our species?
Yeah.
What daily habits or societal norms or emotional responses would you highlight as our most peculiar, or our most beautiful, or maybe just our most absurd?
It's a great exercise in just reframing things. Can be surprisingly impactful.
Indeed. Seeing ourselves through new eyes can be very clarifying. And speaking of clarity, or maybe the struggle for it, let's turn to Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, published in 1953.
Ah, another classic.
Right. Many of you probably encountered this in school, but maybe if you just skimmed it half-heartedly back then, now is absolutely the time for a reread. And it's important to note, Fahrenheit 451 is still under fire today.
Still controversial.
Yeah, regularly threatened with being banned, censored, or redacted in various places, even in nations that pride themselves on freedom of expression.
Which just raises this urgent question, right? Why does a story about burning books continue to be so fiercely debated, so challenged? Bradbury's warnings weren't just about, outright censorship by authoritarian regimes or movements trying to dictate what we read and think.
No, it's more subtle.
Exactly. His brilliance lies in showing how a society can willingly become ignorant, how people can be sort of seduced into intellectual complacency by constant distraction, by manufactured happiness. His message that books matter even more when technology threatens to overwhelm us just resonates so deeply today as we plunge deeper into this, new high-speed, high-stakes world of AI-powered manipulation and propaganda.
It's not just the government burning books anymore.
Right. It's about us choosing to stop reading them, choosing to stop thinking critically.
That is a truly chilling thought, especially when you look at our current digital landscape. It feels like Bradbury saw it coming, not just book burnings, but the more subtle, pervasive control exerted by information overload, by algorithmic curation.
Yeah.
Where the fire isn't physical, maybe it's mental, just burning away nuance and complex thought.
Exactly. We're often fed what algorithms think we want to see, right? Creating these echo chambers that just reinforce our existing biases and make it harder and harder to encounter different viewpoints.
It's not coercion by force.
No. It's gentle. It's almost a pleasurable nudging away from critical engagement. The characters in Fahrenheit 451, they aren't just denied books. They're constantly bombarded with superficial, easily digestible media. A bit like our endless scrolling through social feeds, maybe.
Very much so. And the quote from the book is incredibly impactful here. Those who don't build must burn.
Oof.
It's such a powerful metaphor, isn't it, for that active choice between creation and destruction, between engagement and apathy.
Yeah.
So this definitely prompts us, prompts you to consider your own information consumption. How critically do you assess your sources in this world just saturated with digital content? How essential is active critical thinking to navigate all this, to truly build knowledge rather than just consume prepackaged narratives?
Are you building, or are you maybe inadvertently contributing to the burning?
It's a constant vigilance, isn't it?
It really is a daily thing.
And speaking of vigilance, how do we defend ourselves? Not just against external threats to knowledge, but maybe against the relentless march of time itself and our own evolutionary trajectory.
Good transition.
That leads us perfectly to another pioneering work, H.G. Wells's The Time Machine from 1895. This novel quite literally opened up new dimensions for thought. It basically created the time travel subgenre of science fiction as we know it.
It's astounding, isn't it? The enduring brilliance here isn't just the speculative concept, which is amazing in itself. It's how its popularity actually helped transform this, well, bizarre notion of moving through time at will into something respectable for physicists to actually investigate.
Really? It influenced actual science?
To a degree, yeah. I mean, Stephen Hawking, a mind dedicated to unraveling the universe's biggest mysteries, he famously argued that even if time travel is impossible, just trying to understand why it might be impossible pushes the boundaries of our knowledge. It pushes us on fundamental physics, like causality, the nature of space-time. Wells, with this stroke of literary genius, kind of made physicists ponder these unrespectable ideas long before they had the mathematical tools to really formalize them.
So it wasn't just entertaining, it was intellectually generative, sparked new thought.
Absolutely. But beyond the scientific intrigue, the story challenges readers to think deeply about class, income inequality, war, and humankind's evolutionary future.
Right, the Eloi and the Morlocks.
Exactly. That stark division between the carefree, almost childlike Eloi and the subterranean, monstrous Morlocks is such a powerful, visceral allegory for what unchecked social stratification could eventually lead to.
It's pretty grim.
It is. It's a stark warning about the long-term consequences of societal divisions. But it also delves into the slippery concept of time itself. I mean, think about it. Time is the most frequently used noun in English.
Is that true? Wow.
Yeah. Yet a coherent and complete definition eludes us. We experience it, we measure it, we plan by it, but truly understanding its essence, is it a dimension we move through? Is it an illusion? Something else entirely. That's a profound philosophical challenge.
Yeah.
The time traveler's journey isn't just through years, it's through the very fabric of human societal evolution, revealing how impermanent everything is.
That really makes you pause and reflect on how much of our lives are governed by this thing we can't even fully define. And it all starts with the time traveler's simple declaration, setting the stage. "Upon that machine," said the time traveler, holding the lamp aloft, "I intend to explore time."
Gives you chills a bit, doesn't it?
It does. So I ask you listening, what is your own understanding of time? Do you see it as linear, cyclical, something else? How do concepts like progress, history, the future, how are they shaped by this elusive dimension we all experience but none of us fully grasp? How does your perception of time influence your goals, your anxieties, your whole way of living?
It's the ultimate backdrop, isn't it, to all our philosophical questions?
It really is. Okay, and now for our final selection, we arrive at Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, published in 1932.
Huxley.
This novel delivers a profound challenge, maybe even a punch, directly to our higher thinking, our neocortex, for all of us trapped in this current moment of history. It feels like we might be very close to the precipice of something unsettlingly similar to Huxley's Brave New World.
It really does feel that way sometimes. What makes Huxley's vision so unnervingly prescient is just the sheer number of timely topics it tackles, almost predicting our modern anxieties with chilling accuracy.
Like what specifically?
Well, it explores what it means to be hypnotized by advertising, where our desires are engineered practically from birth. What it feels like to be caged by algorithms, constantly nudged toward predetermined choices. And how easily we seem to be cajoled into trading time and dignity for shallow highs and superficial comfort. The parallels to our, pervasive consumer culture, social media feedback loops, the instant gratification economy, they're undeniable.
It's not just the social engineering, though, is it? It also hits on technological advancements that feel incredibly critical.
Absolutely. The novel envisions the rise of artificial intelligence in its own way through the world state's super-efficient automated systems. It talks about the excessive use of legal drugs like soma, which kind of mirrors our reliance on pharmaceuticals sometimes.
Yeah, the quick fix.
Right, and genetic engineering that predetermines social classes. But maybe the most profound insight is that central trade-off, giving up freedom for comfort, convenience, or security, and the immense insidious power of distraction.
The distraction economy.
Exactly. The source material poses this truly unsettling question, which Huxley dramatizes so powerfully. Who needs violence and jackbooted thugs if people will do anything you want so long as you sedate them with attractive lies and feel-good nonsense?
Oh.
It's a world where control isn't through force, but through manufactured happiness and just suppressing inconvenient truths.
That question really cuts deep into modern life because it implies a sort of willing servitude, doesn't it?
It does.
And it perfectly sets up Huxley's own chilling observation, which feels more like a direct warning now than ever before. A really efficient totalitarian state would be one in which the all-powerful executive of political bosses and their army of managers control a population of slaves who do not have to be coerced because they love their servitude.
They love their servitude. Chilling is the right word.
The idea that we might willingly choose our chains because they're gilded, maybe? Or just because we're too distracted to even notice them.
Yeah.
So this book leaves you with so many profound questions for your own life. Questions we're actively grappling with every single day. Why read a challenging book when you have an endless scroll of streaming services just a click away? Why do the hard work of creating something meaningful when shopping for the latest gadget or trend is so much easier, so instantly gratifying?
The easy path.
Why start an authentic, maybe messy conversation with a stranger when you can just order a date with an app, curated perfectly to your specifications? Why bother thinking deeply or exploring complex ideas when a chatbot is waiting to instantly answer all your questions, maybe even before you fully figured out what you're asking?
It's confronting.
It really is. Thanks to Huxley, we genuinely can't say we weren't warned about the path we might be heading down.
Ultimately, what we've seen today, I think, is that these 5 science fiction novels, even though they were written across centuries, they serve as these timeless, incredibly powerful lenses.
Yeah.
Lenses we can use to critically examine our present realities and maybe anticipate our futures a bit better.
Yeah.
They're not just stories, they are thought experiments.
Wow.
They prompt us to question our assumptions, to consider multiple perspectives on what it even means to be human,
Right.
and to critically evaluate what kind of world we are actively building or maybe just allowing to be built around us.
Absolutely. The power of fiction, and maybe especially science fiction, is truly remarkable. It's not just about escape or entertainment, though it can be that too. It's about enlightenment. It's about provoking deeper thought. It gives us this framework to imagine possibilities, both the good and the bad, the utopian and dystopian. And that ultimately enriches your understanding of yourself and this incredibly complex, constantly evolving world we live in.
How said?
So, as you go about your day, we want to leave you with this final thought to mull over. What other stories, maybe fictional narratives from books or films, or maybe even real-world accounts, historical events, what stories have profoundly shifted your view of reality or your understanding of yourself?
That's a great question.
And why do you think that particular experience, that shift, was so crucial for your own continuous personal growth and just for navigating our ever-evolving world? Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.